receiving content, materials coming through. Imagine that. It's almost like we know what we're doing. Crazy, crazy. So, hello everyone. It is Black Friday. There's our lower thirds. You are live. We've got some internet slowdowns, which is a little unfortunate, but I don't know what would be causing that, so I'll go ahead and calm that down a bit. See if there's anything interesting news-wise. Interesting. New manga. Manga ending. Ooh. Reveals of stuff. Nothing too crazy. From what I'm looking at so far. Pretty straightforward in the news in terms of, wow, that's pretty impressive. Not that it's really anime specific. Is that a Crossbone Gundam shirt? Wow. Pretty crazy. Is that Bandai? Okay, I've got to look at the Bandai Premium stuff. Anime stuff. Gundam Thunderbolt manga resuming. That's interesting. New arc for Dragon Ball Super. New Golden Kamui OVA. That's cool. Zebek moving into Sunrise. That's interesting. Gundam 00 stage play. Whatever. Animation Now adding stuff. Yeah. Okay. Attack on Titan manga's final panel previewed on TV. Funny. Oh, new episode of Cells at Work. Nice. Might as well throw that in. Gundam NT gets English dub. There's a shocker. Yeah. Alright, what we got? Amazon UK is listing Blu-ray, Steelbook Blu-ray editions of Porco Rosso and Whisper of the Heart, with Studio Canal as a distributor. Huh. Odd. UK only, though. Wandering Sons mangaka making a new manga in spring 2019. Interesting. Characters of Sengoku Basara all dressed up for the live-action stage play version. That's pretty cool. That's darn nuts and awesome. Those costumes are pretty ridiculous and good stuff. Let's go Pokemon. Let's go Pikachu, and let's go Eevee. Sold 3 million copies worldwide. Do they say which one won? Hey Game Escape, hey JBiz, hey Match Chief. I had a great Thanksgiving. Very quiet, just me and the parents. So we just hung out, ate turkey. Let me move this over here. So do we know if... So I bought Let's Go Eevee. Just because I saw another YouTuber playing it. And after a little while, I was like, yeah, I want a nice, relaxing, fun game. And I've never played a Pokemon game before. So this is my first experience. Pokemon launched when I was in my late 20s, mid to late 20s. So it was definitely aimed at a younger demographic than I was. So I've missed Pokemon, so to speak. Obviously, I caught episodes of the TV show and so forth, and I'm generally familiar with Pokemon. I know what it is. know how it works. This is my first actual Pokemon game, so Let's Go Eevee has been great fun. I'm like 6 hours in, something like that. I've got about half of the map revealed. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It feels like the kind of franchise that's not really, you know, it's not designed to be experienced like a lot of other franchises where you're not supposed to mainline every game necessarily. It's meant to be this kind of exposure to stuff. Where it's like, oh, you got to do some stuff for anime, or got to do some stuff for younger fans, some stuff for older fans. And quite relaxing, nice. Yeah, a friend of a friend is into Pokemon deep. Like he likes to play it apparently, like very strategically and very intellectually, and I am not doing that. Did I catch any deals? Not really. I got all my I already had all my Christmas shopping done before Thanksgiving or Black Friday, so I've avoided all that stuff. In fact, I went out and I walked around a Civil War battlefield today just to kind of get away from everything, which was an experience because it's 34 degrees out there Fahrenheit, so that's like 1 degree Celsius, which was it was cold, but a coat. Coats are nice, but not really. I mean, I have a few Amazon things for myself, but nothing really crazy. Let's see here. Been watching more Laid Back Camp actually over the week, which has been a lot of fun. So Gundam Thunderbolt will resume in December 14th because the artist had tendon inflammation, and that seems to have abated, so you can go back to drawing it. That's good. Dragon Ball Super will launch a new Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc next issue. This month finished basically caught up with this Dragon Ball Super. So that's going to be interesting. The manga will skip the film, basically. We said, well, I mean, there's a quick there's apparently a brief and vague recap of the Broly film in the manga. So it's kind of like, that thing happened, we're not going to really go into detail. Makes sense. There will be another Golden Kamui OVA. They like to slip those into the manga releases. So you buy, volume X of a manga, and it comes with a little disc which contains like a short OVA episode. So there'll be a 24-minute OVA coming soon for that. Cool. So apparently Zebek is going to be subsumed under Sunrise, which will be a new subsidiary of Sunrise starting in March. Zebek is under Production IG and WIT Studio. Apparently, Zebek has been running a deficit for a long time, where revenues from its licensing business have not made up for the shortfall. They've been trying. So Zebek has worked on, they've been operating since 1995. They've done basically the Space Battleship Yamato remake, Nadesco, Future Card Buddy Fight. So apparently, that's good. If you're gonna have a problem with the studio, hey Spinduin, if you're gonna have a problem with the studio, I think the best solution is to transfer it under another successful studio, so that the people working there have somewhere to go, and then they can continue or dissolve projects, but at least the staff has somewhere to live. See here. Cells at Work will have a new episode December 26th. Be about battling a cold, apparently. There'll also be a new game app. Big shock there. Let's see here. So, interesting. And I think I heard there's going to work on, they are planning to do a second season. But I'm not seeing anything there specifically. I know the manga is doing well, so we'll see. Gundam Narrative or Gundam NT will be getting an English dub. NYAV Post, blah 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 blah. Anime premieres November 30th in Japan. I don't know if that means we will get a dub at a similar time, but who knows. So, also interesting, Sunrise announced they plan to release a new Gundam theatrical film every 1 to 2 years. These would be presumably anime films, not the live action stuff. And there will be a 40th anniversary Gundam franchise project, which will be revealed November 21st. So that was presumably revealed. Let me see what that is. They've got to have a Gundam. Oops. Gundam. Last side moving. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so we think. Okay, 5 projects for Gundam's 40th anniversary. Wow. A film trilogy based on Hathaway's Flash. That's awesome. Let's see here, which a very well-respected series of novels. A Reconquista in G compilation film project, which might be a better way of experiencing that story. I remember hearing that was kind of a very condensed thing. A spring TV airing of Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. A new Gundam build work in 2019. Awesome. And a new SD Gundam work. SD Gundam World Sangoku Soketsuden in 2019. The keyword for the franchise's 40th anniversary is Beyond. With 4 tribute posters. Ooh, nice. There's a 00 one. There's an original Gundam one. I think original Gundam. Gundam Wing. Wait. What are they doing there? No, that's a... Oh, nice! I need to look at these a little more closely. It looks like these posters are crossovers. So let me see if I can show it to you guys. I know I always have problems. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So let me see if I can't load this over here. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. So let me show you guys these posters. And again, I'm kind of trying to get a sense of what these are trying to be. So this one, the blue one in the middle, I think that's Amuro in the big size, but I don't think that's the RX-78-2 behind him. Those shoulder panels look a little different. And in the upper right, in the background, that's Iron-Blooded Orphans, but that flower I'm pretty sure is from 00. It's from one of the ending credits from 00. And then that's Hiro Yui. That is absolutely Hiro Yui below, but up above that does not look like. That might be Shiro from 8th MS Team. And that's Reconquista lower right with that's Sayla Mass and Char as kids from Gundam The Origin. So that's really interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be cool to see if there's no spoilers here. It's just cool stuff. That's clever. And then they've got that image. Again, I'm not sure what that is meant to be. So at the bottom, or below all that stuff, where's the... sorry. There's that. And again, is that for the live action project? I mean, it's illustration, but I wonder if that's meant to be an illustration for the live action movie. or for Hathaway's Flash. I just don't know. Doop. Yeah, so everything else is basically just a copy of everything from just information we know already. Cool. That's exciting. We're not done yet, so that was that. And then I also want to look at Bondi's. Let's just have fun with this. So these are Bondi's Black Friday deals. Let's see what we can do. See if we can make this a little easier to read. Okay, up to $25 off. So we have our, again, I think that might be Crossbone t-shirt there. Not sure what that red thing is. Offer expired. Another sale. Get a coupon. Sign up for a website. Extra details. See what's for sale. Let's see what's for sale. What could we buy? So there is a Kamen Rider chronograph watch. Kamen Rider t-shirt. Char's Counterattack Zip Parka. That's what that is. It's a very nice Sazabi t-shirt. That is, oh no, that's the oh, I forget the name of the Gundam from Char's Counterattack. So is that it? Is it Kamen Rider and Char's Counterattack? Pre-orders closing soon. Also a Char's Counterattack something thing. Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, they're pretty, don't get me wrong. You know, that's a lovely shirt. But it's also not something I'm going to spend $45 on. Yeah. Uh-huh. I think we all wish we woke up next to a girl who was wearing that, right, in bed. But that's not how it actually works. This is the Premium Bondi site. Let's see what else we get at the... Is that it for the... I was hoping there would be more than just this, even for the Black... beyond the Black Friday sale. Doesn't look like it. That's a little under... So yes, there's a Char's Counterattack Zip Parka. Cast dedicated machine. Ah, okay, so all of the stuff sort of on the sides and such for that. So there's the Kes Parka. Again, nice parka. Not for $85. No. And again, this is Premium Bondi, so I'm assuming this is really high quality, high quality materials. This is not something you just grab at Hot Topic, but still, no. I got funnel bits printed on both arms, mono eyes on the hood. Then you become the MSN-03. No. Cute. And here's the Heisei Rider 20th Anniversary movie t-shirts. Wow. So you can get a t-shirt commemorating any one of the 20 different Kamen Rider movies. That's pretty cool. It would be Kamen Rider series. Kamen Rider Build, the only answer. Do they say what that means? Nope. I don't know what that means. Looks kind of interesting. Nothing against it. But yeah, definitely not something I'm going to throw cash at. Bit more news on the life-size Gundam statue. It is now aiming to make it in 2020, so a year late. Project is called Gundam Factory Yokohama, collaborating with Yokohama to bring on new technical supervisors and designers. Will be unveiled at the Yamashita Pier in summer 2020 for the Olympics. but they have not said. So we don't know we don't know yet how detailed it's going to be, but we do know this much. Here is their. Oops. So here's the kind of poster they have for it, which definitely gives you the impression they want it to move. You know, it's not just the leg can, you know, move up and down a little bit. They want serious mobility. Now, most of the designs they've got so far are for, and this is for a life-size Gundam statue that actually moves, is that the, you know, one leg would have full mobility, but probably not the other one. So it would not be able to literally walk both legs, but it would be able to, you know, move one leg forward, one leg back, etc. Just because full mobility would be A, a little more complicated, and B, more dangerous. So it's just easier if you can nail down one leg. But that really looks like they're going for serious mobility for that. And again, obviously, that's just a render. That's not what it's actually going to look like. They probably don't want that much mobility, but they're definitely aiming high, it looks like, for the mobility of that life-size Gundam. That's going to be interesting to see how doable that is. Certainly what we've seen so far from giant robots, have not been very mobile in terms of limbs and such. So I did want to talk tonight, given that it was Thanksgiving. Oh, that's right. Right Stuff. And I'm not going to pull this up in the main thing for what you were just saying. I'll probably hold down on anything crazy. I will probably skim through Black Friday. I actually got a few things. I did buy some stuff. One second. Where did I put that? It's in here. There we go. So I bought some stuff basically for myself at a used bookstore. I had some books to get rid of, so I turned those in for store credit. And I ended up with some anime and some books. The books, for simplicity's sake, are... Let's see if I can get this label off, just so you're not staring at a label while I'm trying to explain these things. The Hero with 1,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell. This is the seminal work about mythology and such. There was no Drawing Inward this week. Hey, DS Lite. I'm taking a break on Drawing Inward until the end of the holidays, just because things are a little crazy. So yeah, break on Drawing Inward for a few weeks. Yeah, so Here with 1,000 Faces is basically Joseph Campbell deconstructing mythology from a psychological perspective. You know, basically, why do we have stories where the protagonist, you know, deals with a father figure or a mother figure or a goddess figure and so forth, and, you know, what role do those symbols have with in culture, right? And why do these things happen over and over in our myths and our stories, and why are they important to us, not just from a storytelling perspective, but also from an organizing principle perspective, right? Where we often need psychologically to push beyond our boundaries, which is why so many of our stories are about pushing beyond our boundaries and going out into a wilderness. Focus. So that's useful. And then he wrote several other books, and the one that really caught my eye there, then we'll get to the anime. I'm trying to be careful with peeling these off. Is Myths to Live By, which is similarly kind of diving a little bit more into the how we can use myths in our kind of everyday lives to help us think about the world and organize the world. So anime I got, and I've already deconstructed these things. El Hazard 2. So the El Hazard franchise was huge for a hot minute in the 90s. There were multiple OVAs and at least one TV series, and just did quite well. And so this is the second OVA. I have OVAs 1 and 3, and now I'm going to get a chance to actually watch the second one. The first OVA is a magical work, slow in places, but really, really impressive. And so I'm looking forward to filling things out with OVA 2. And then some things where, and of course, Ninja Scroll, which I saw years and years and years ago, but don't actually have a copy of it. So now I have a copy of that, which was like $3. And then, never heard of this before. We'll see what it is. Idol Project. A very, very cheesy, silly thing. It is set in a world ruled by idols. The main character has risen to the top. She retired. She chose 6 excellent idols as her successor. And so it's about those characters. The world is in peril and can only be saved by swimsuit contests, obstacle courses, mud wrestling, and of course, idol singing. That was a lot of fun, very 90s, at least in art style. It's an OVA, 2 episodes, so that should be fun. So yeah, I've got those that I'll be checking out soon. Also started watching The Life of Budoro Gusco, or I think that's how it's pronounced, which if you've seen Night on the Galactic Railroad, which is a very famous Japanese fairy tale adapted into anime many years ago, and is spoken about here and there. This is another work by the same author, adapted in a very similar way to anime. So that's that. I can use Catfish too. Hey, Desert Fox, good to see you. So I thought today, let me switch back so we're more reasonable. There we go. We talk about anime we're thankful for, i.e., yeah, I'm with you, DS Lite. I always stay home on Black Friday. It's too crazy. I have gone out on Black Fridays before, not to buy anything, just to go to a mall and experience the craziness, and just to kind of walk around slack-jawed at the crazy number of people. And so that was interesting, but not something I would do with intent, if you will. But yeah, I want to talk about anime we're thankful for. Not just anime, not just like favorite anime necessarily, but anime that were important to us, anime that changed our minds and that were significant in our lives at various points. One of the ones I bring up for this is Kiki's Delivery Service. Not because it was not for the film itself, but because it really made me recognize how much I love world building, how much I love when somebody creates their own setting and scenario and situation for characters. Something different, something that we hadn't seen before, which is kind of funny because Kiki's Delivery Service is actually based on a book. It was not Miyazaki's original idea, but I just really loved seeing this interesting premise established in that. Oh, nice, DS-Lite, watching horror. Nothing wrong with that. I've actually been watching the new season of MST3K, Mystery Science Theater 3000, and there are a few horror films on there that were fun. Interstellar 5555, or Interstellar 45s, love that one. I am definitely thankful for that one for several reasons. One, because it really introduced me to Daft Punk. And in a sense, that actually introduced me to Leiji Matsumoto. I had seen some of his work before, but I think that was the first time I'd seen something he'd directed. And was just really impressed by that, and that kind of pushed me to go back into some of his back catalog. I have not read the Kiki's book. I do believe I own it. Let me look at my collezione. There's, yeah. My kids, yeah, there it is. So if you're curious, that's what the kid's book looks like, and they don't try to make it look anything like the anime film because they don't have the rights to the anime film. It has to be original. But and I mean it is short. It is big text and 163 pages. This will take you like 20 minutes to read. So I'll have to do that pretty soon. Yeah, down the director definitely. Oh, nice. Alien, Exorcist, original Poltergeist. I've seen Alien. I've seen Poltergeist. I've not seen Exorcist: The Ring actually myself. So yeah, I do not know about Kiki, but I might read that soon. It is for what it's worth, it was a Japanese book, Eiko Kadono, and then it's been translated back into English, ironically enough. So it's probably up there on Amazon. The list price on the back of the book is $7 US. It kind of gives you an idea. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a great one. So yeah, other anime I'm grateful for would include Tenchi, obviously, because it kind of got me into anime. After I'd seen various works, that was the one that really grabbed my attention. I knew that anime existed. I enjoyed anime, but that was where I became a fan. Was with that franchise. But I'm also grateful to The Odd Things. Robot Carnival. It's an anthology film that the Sci-Fi Channel showed off and on. And because that has multiple different works in multiple different styles, it helped me appreciate the breadth of what anime could do. That it could be serious, it could be goofy, it could be action, etc. And it just really impressed me in a lot of ways. And I really didn't like Robot Carnival when I first saw it. I loved certain bits and kind of hated other bits. And then over time, I've come to appreciate all the parts that I really didn't like. By the way, there's an Evangelion joke in the new Mystery Science Theater 3000 season. That's awesome. And like it's a fairly nuanced joke. It's not just hey, this thing exists. So yeah, I'm definitely grateful for that one. Grateful for Hayao Miyazaki's works, especially the ones where he gets deeper, more thoughtful. Princess Mononoke, those sorts of films, Nausicaa, the films that really make you think. They help me appreciate what could be done in anime because, say what you will about Miyazaki, his works are unapologetically animated. Satoshi Kon's works, for example, which I'm also grateful for, tend to be essentially live action that just happens to be film, right? There's very little that is, particularly animated about them, if you will, which is part of their charm, part of their appeal. But Miyazaki managed to straddle that line between all that stuff. Peter Pan and Boca in your first series, that's cool. Thankful for Oshii, yeah. Yeah, we should always thank for Oshii on some level because he certainly helped burst anime out of its shell, and give it a big boost internationally with Ghost in the Shell. See you, Master Chief. So yeah, those are definitely things that I'm thankful for. Also thankful for the comedies. Kadocha, Kodomo no Omocha, Child's Toy. Just came along at just this time when I wanted something light and fun and goofy. And that show's not always light and fun and goofy. It's, it is its own thing. And it hits all the different genres at various times. But it is fundamentally a comedy. And that was just a real soul healing anime for me at the time. Disney, absolutely. Disney is a major influence on Japan in general. Welcome to the NHK. Cool. Yep. Definitely had an impact. I'm grateful for Serial Experiments Lain because it really opened my eyes to the limitations of technology and the fact that we have to, that we should not allow technology unfiltered into our lives. There should be a certain, Technology's great, but there are limits. Jinro. Oh, Gundam. Man, I'm so grateful for Gundam. Gundam gave me a subgenre that I could just dive into, and it gave me stuff to think about, along with fun action, along with unique characters. Really interesting characters. That was really cool. Sakura, nice. Good old Sakura and Tomoyo. I hope Cardcaptor Sakura remains an evergreen franchise. That it just keeps coming back every generation or so, because that's a franchise that, again, is kind of soul healing. It's also lovely. Yeah, thank you, Game Escape. You're right. I'm thankful for all the scanlators, all the translators and subtitlers and fan subbers who help get all this stuff out. You're absolutely right, DS Light. Whatever one's personal preference around Akira, it was a game changer. It absolutely brought a lot of people to anime, and really it helped bring the American otaku market to anime, and they helped fund a significant chunk of anime thereafter. So, Akira was important. Whether you like it or not, it helped fund anime moving forward, basically. The internet, yep, totally. Thankful for Astro Boy, obviously, for basically creating the genre, creating the medium, I should say, for it being this weird passion project by a successful man who decided to go into a completely new medium of animation and create this new thing, and found he couldn't do it the way he wanted to, so he had to just find a way. Several people have mentioned Toonami and Adult Swim. That was a major influence on me as well. That's how I watched Gundam Wing, and actually Toonami didn't just get me into anime in general. One of the great things about Toonami and generally later Adult Swim is it exposed you to a wide variety of anime. I would not have seen any of Sailor Moon, really, or several of the other shows on there if I wasn't catching bits and pieces of them on Toonami. Dragon Ball Z, same thing, where those shows didn't particularly interest me, but because they were on and I was kind of waiting for their stuff, I would catch bits and pieces, and it broadened my knowledge of anime. I'm sure it did for a lot of other people, where there were shows you loved and others that you would familiarize yourself with by seeing a clip of it here or there on Toonami. They knew what they were doing. They were absolutely trying to make as many anime fans as they could with that. Just unfortunately, it was on a network that wasn't really, that ended up not being really ideal for that. Yeah, they ran bits of Evangelion. They ran Robotech. They loved Robotech, but it just got no attention. But yeah, they tried Eva stuff. Yeah, I remember the Moltar Toonami, absolutely. I remember back when Toonami was just this random block in the middle of the afternoon. Yeah, Toonami was started out very small, and back when that was, it was the original Johnny Quest, and I think, was it Sailor Moon? I forget what they had that they put on the first. Maybe Ronin Warriors was in the original block, but it was like Johnny Quest and one or two other, and the Herculoids and other action shows, and then it eventually evolved into more anime. Naruto, sure. Hey, raise a glass to all of that shonen stuff that so many people, for whatever reason, got them into anime. Whether that became their primary passion or whether that was just their introduction and they move forward. Totally Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach for a lot of folks, One Piece, sure. Folks Love that stuff for good reason. Um, we need gateway drugs, so to speak, and that's where that came from. And things have changed. Toonami was made at a time when you could show stuff from a variety of different eras, and folks would still be willing to try things out. And so you could get that cross pollination of somebody watching Dragon Ball Z and then Gundam Wing, right? And they'd be willing to try these different things. Thundercats, that's right. Thundercats was one of the earlier ones, definitely. Gosh, Laserdisc, wow. Yeah, Laserdisc definitely helped, and especially with those early fans overseas, outside Japan, I mean, being able to import a Laserdisc, and because quite a few of those Laserdiscs also had English subtitles, so it was easier for folks outside of Japan to at least get some sense of what was going on. Yeah, well, and heck, let's raise another glass to all of those American licensing companies. Love them or dislike them, so many people got an anime through Central Park Media, and a lot of these folks who are more or less, churning them out. It got it out there, and it let people see some of these weird things that folks haven't been able to see since. Absolutely. Pokemon, sure. Another gateway anime. Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher back in the day. A lot of those shows, you bet, were really big stuff, Now let's focus on the positive. Focus on thanks. Heck, let's say it. I'm thankful for 4Kids, because they put anime in front of a lot more kids' eyes than would have seen it otherwise. Those things are important parts of it too, right? And I just realized I should probably move Astro to the other side. I'm gonna do that right now. Astro should be over here. Nope, and we'll move that in there. There we go. That feels right. Astro's always over my shoulder. That feels appropriate. Maybe one of these days I'll figure out some way of getting anime stuff behind me, but those are window shades, and I don't want anime hanging in front of window shades, right? That kind of looks weird. So figure something out. Right Stuff, you bet. Right Stuff has been giving us anime for decades now. My gosh. Bebop, Trigun. Yeah, talk about gateway anime. Bebop is one of the big ones, where folks come in and watch. Hey, Blue Dragon. Yeah, folks watch Cowboy Bebop. We're talking about anime we're grateful for. And Cowboy Bebop absolutely brought in the folks. And it's funny, Bebop is not actually my kind of anime. Weirdly enough, it's a little bit too realistic in a strange way. I appreciate it, and I'm very respectful of it. I bought it and watched it. But yeah, I mean, it was just such an important piece of work to get anime going in America. It came along at just the right time for that. It's funny how that is, how things just all coalesce often at just the right time. Somebody was mentioning how 1998 was an amazing year for anime. Let me just pull up the thing. Anime of 1998. So Anime Planet. No, come on. So 1998 anime. Trigun. The Endless Waltz movie, Outlaw Star, Serial Experiments Lain, Cowboy Bebop. Yokohama Katashi Kiko, Princess 9, Pokemon the first movie. I mean, that would be enough right there, right? El Hazard TV, Lost Universe, Spriggan. Is that the Rurouni Kenshin OVA? Oh, it was a release of the Rurouni Kenshin OVA. Still. I mean, that's a pretty darn impressive year right there. Silent Mobius, Kite, Kite. There was something else I thought on here that was kind of, wow. I guess brain powered. There was something else that just kind of made my jaw drop. But yeah, I mean, '98 was a really huge year. Thank you, Game Escape. I appreciate that. I've got more coming, more cool stuff coming. AMV community, absolutely. No question. Folks got to a lot of anime through AMVs, myself included. There are songs that when I hear them, I think of the anime and the AMV. I connect to them entirely through the AMV, not through the song itself. Oops. Gosh, wild cards. Yeah, that was quite the year. Andy Hell definitely taught folks a lot about anime in a lot of ways. But yeah, AMVs are wonderful. I'm thankful for manga. All those manga people, companies bringing over all this stuff so that we can actually experience the original stories behind a lot of the anime we love. It's great to be able to not just watch Cells at Work, but also read Cells at Work and feel those emotions, understand where folks are coming from, and give you that context. Often you'll watch an anime and enjoy it, but it seems kind of weird. And you go back to the manga and you're like, oh, this is why it's structured this way. This is why it had that pacing. Because the manga was this way, and when I read the manga kind of is structured in a way that works better for me in some cases. So manga is really, really huge. And obviously there are scanlators online as well. But it's just really nice those manga publishers giving us the original paper experience that the original Japanese fans had. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, Sam Goody. The one in my area was it was a video sale shop that was pretty much down the street from where I worked, just a few blocks away, and I would go in there, and several of the folks who worked there were anime fans, and so we talk a little bit about the stuff that we had come across, and their tastes really didn't match up with mine, but we were all anime fans anyway, so it didn't matter. We could still throw things in there. But yeah, that was a major part of how I found anime. I found Lane through that store, just seeing it on the shelves. And this is back when there was, if you went there every week, there were only a few new anime, coming out. There were only a few new discs coming out any given week. So you could very much keep up with what was going out. Even if you didn't buy it all, you would just say, oh, here's what's new. So there's a lot that I got into just by going to the new section, flipping over that DVD, and looking at the back to see, oh yeah, this is the thing that interests me, and doing it that way. Wow, gosh, what was that? Yeah, it's going to annoy me, but that was really cool. I'm also grateful for anime magazines, Otaku USA, New Type USA, because they really explained a lot of stuff, gave a lot of context for all these things and why they worked and how they worked, and the behind the scenes stuff that you couldn't get anywhere else, really. So back when those were around, that was a really, really useful resource, and a lot of effort went into that. Crunchyroll, amen. Crunchyroll's bought a lot of anime and legitimate anime, especially when that gets some money back to the original creators. It's been a huge boon for the industry. Big, big deal. SD on BD designation. I don't know that that would be laziness. I think that that would be the fact that upscaling costs money. I'm just looking it up now. From what I'm seeing, yeah, an example of that is where, part of this is because some people don't like upscaling. Some people see upscaling as altering the original content. So an example is the Live at Rainbow 74 concert by Queen was released on Blu-ray on standard def because it was recorded in standard def. There is no high def footage of that concert, so it was considered, inappropriate to change that for the Blu-ray release because that's, you're manipulating the content. It's not going to look the same. So that is that. That is probably why that's happening. Is folks are like, no, I don't want you to mess with, our Bachelor Dunbean or whatever. When it was originally in SD format, like that's just what you got. And also, again, for a lot of these shows, it's just not going to make economic sense to upscale, right? There's not going to be, there's not enough folks to make that, that process, spending the money on the process to be worthwhile, given the small size of the market, and the fact that a lot of folks do not have DVD players anymore. They only have Blu-ray players, so they kind of, Yeah, you're right. That'd be a good topic for another show. That's a great point, Jay. I'm definitely grateful for the mix of genres. And not just the mix of genres in anime, but the mix of genres often in one show. The fact that, like with Kadocha, you can have comedy, deadly serious. A little bit of romance, comedy. The fact that you can bounce back and forth between different moods, different tones. The 90s was great for science fantasy, for things like El Hazard, for things like Saber Marionette, stuff that kind of mishmashed between science fiction and fantasy and romance and slice of life and all this stuff. Anime is famously welcoming of cross-genre stories, and that's something I'm very grateful for. I love the fact that so many anime series will often have some mystery element or some light fantasy element or sci-fi element, where it'll be just very realistic when there's one little thing going on in the background that just kind of changes things a little bit. You're absolutely right. I'm sure Godzilla sowed some seeds for otaku culture, for just making us open to Japanese stories. And especially, Godzilla is, on the one hand, very serious, but on the other hand, over the top in many ways. And I think it primed us for that idea of material that is a little weird, but there's also earnest in its own way. Different art styles, yeah. I mean, it's great that you can watch Wandering Sun and Gundam 00 and Cat Soup and My Hero Academia, and just wildly different art styles. Trying to think of, so I think Spring and Chaos was an early anime for me that opened my eyes to how different anime could look. That's a story with cat people, basically. People who are cats, but they're not like furries per se. Very weird art style. Again, Spring and Chaos is the name, and it is just so wonderful and interesting to see something that's just not at all what you're used to, and to realize, oh yeah, that can be done too. That's art as well, right? Yeah, Godzilla helped. I think Ultraman helped. Ultraman never kind of broke out over here in America. But I think folks had seen enough little bits and pieces of Ultraman on like late night movies and such to get us familiar with stuff. Tamagotchi, definitely. Video games, sure, yeah, you're absolutely right. The video games also help prime the pump. A lot of those RPGs. Kurosawa, yeah, Kurosawa helped too. Those in all the film festivals showing up around the world got people used to quality storytelling, and the fact that Kurosawa did not make films that felt American, right? His films weren't just Hollywood films made in Japan. They had a very distinctive Japanese approach, while also being approachable for folks outside of Japan, right? So it wasn't, I don't know, it worked for a lot of people. Kurosawa helped a huge amount. That was really huge. Yeah, and not just video games, actually. Also, I think like the art of the video games. The cheat books, the strategy guides. Just watching a segment on a show about how we don't get these strategy guide books anymore, and often that was where you got a look at the character designs, a look at the visuals of a work, was through the official strategy guide, and that was really huge. Hawaii, yeah, totally. Hawaii brought in a lot of stuff. California, too. They showed a lot of anime just on local TV stations, which was really helpful in terms of getting it on the air, letting folks know those things existed. Definitely grateful for those. Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful for all sorts of creators. I'm grateful for Kenichi Sonoda, and who's weird. I mean, he does some really creepy stuff, but he did Gunsmith Cats, and that just really caught my eye. Nobuhiro Utsuki with Behind Kenshin, all that, Tsutomu Nihei, Naoki Urasawa, all those artists who just created really interesting works, and that also allowed their stuff to go internationally, right? And who helped. Hello, DNA Atom Gaming. Katsuhiro Otomo, when Ghost in the Shell came over here, he personally flopped that manga. And adapted it for the English version. He actually touched up the art for that. That's amazing. And it really helped that stuff come over here to America and folks be able to experience it and understand it. Rumiko Takahashi letting Ranma get released over in America was a big deal because folks could actually experience that. Yeah, YouTube, totally. Yeah, thanks for the imagination, exactly. I'm looking at my wall of manga now for inspiration. But yeah, there's just so much stuff out there, and that's actually, I mean, you're saying Game Escape as well. There are so many people also, the sound people, the editors, the folks tweening a particular shot, drawing that background character and that crowd shot. There are so many people involved in anime that have these thankless jobs in the background. And I'm just so grateful for them because it helps make these things whole. These things feel real because of all those details. Somebody who does Foley work for the sound of those footsteps going across that foyer is important. It makes those things exist and feel real. and helps make us feel things, actually feel things, which is pretty cool. And the fans, sure, definitely. Cool. Well, we've been going for about an hour. I think we're going to more or less turn it off here. Unless folks have questions, I'll be happy to dig into questions, anything you guys want to talk about here. Because that is, I think that's a good amount of talk about the topic of thanks. So I'm totally open to further discussion. Let me just click through to some things, make sure. Good. I got nothing pushing me at the moment. Any Black Friday recommendations? That's a good point. Let me go over. Do I have? Let me pull up Right Stuff. Hopefully, because I'm not signed in, there won't be any hentai. We'll find out in a second. So let me transition over to Right Stuff, and I'll see daily staff picks. Let's see what today's cart busters are. Free, not really my thing, but I'm not going to complain. There are 1,000 products in the Black Friday sale on Right Stuff. So that's going to be, so I'm going to hide all adult. So $8.79. Let's do only Blu-ray. And let's start skimming through here and give you some suggestions. So Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World. I assume this is the remake, which I was definitely impressed by, of what I saw of it. Let me see how many of these I recognize and can actually tell you something about. Saga of Tanya the Evil, I really enjoyed quite a bit. Oh, God, stop it. Saw the first episode, very interesting concept. Fun, weird thing. Assassination Classroom, also fun and crazy. Let's see here. We're not going to go through every single one, obviously. Gundam Wing, yeah. Just go ahead and get that. Just get Gundam Wing. Utena as well. That'll just blow your mind. Shirobako, an anime set at an anime studio. Come on, yeah. Just go for that one. The original Negima. Wow. Yeah, that was a divisive show. See bits and pieces of these. Escaflowne. Classic. Fantasy, mecha. I mean, come on. Go for that. Iron-Blooded Orphans. Haven't seen enough to really comment, but enjoyed what I saw. What do folks think of Digimon Adventure Tri? I started watching the first movie and got halfway through and it was just all set up. And I just got really bored, to be honest, and stopped watching it. So I'm curious what folks think of that, if it really picks up. More Assassination Classroom. In Sailor Moon Super, we all know what that is. I read some of Rin-Ne, the manga, and really enjoyed it. So that might be worth checking out. Same creator as Ranma 1/2 and Inuyasha. Koro Sensei, isn't that just Assassination Classroom? Huh. Knights of Sidonia, impressive work. Kind of goes up and down. Haven't seen everything, but very interesting visual style. Again, Utena, Gundam Wing, Gundam. Just buy all the Gundam. Just that, it's that simple. Obviously, get whatever you want, but that would certainly be a recommendation on my side. Gosh, a lot. So this is Cardcaptor Sakura Complete Series Standard Edition. So this would be the original Cardcaptor Sakura series. Yeah, that would definitely be. Boy, that's I mean, classic of magical girl, classic of 90s anime, classic of just otaku culture of the time. Like this just, exploded all over. Got him the origin. Yep. Akira, it's Akira. Big O. Big O. Yeah. Big O's a bit weird because it's very retro. It's a Super Robot show, but set in this very sort of Batman animated series world. And there's a big twist to it at the end. Very distinctive show. Same writer as Lane. So, weird show. A lot of fun. Very, very different. What else we got? A lot of Assassination Classroom. A lot of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up a Girl in a Dungeon? More Eska. Dora. So much anime to watch. So little time. It's amazing how many of these I haven't seen. Zagogo Basara, great fun. Just really over the top samurai battle action stuff. Rideback. I need to finish Rideback one of these days. Set in college, actual college, in a world of these sort of transforming motorcycles. They transform from motorcycles into quasi-bipedal robots. And this girl starts doing it, but it's much more realistic, much more grounded than your typical mecha series. Really cool. Yeah, I think that's probably... Let's go down to the 10th page, see how far we get. Anything else here that really... Den-O Coil? Ooh, yeah. Hayao Miyazaki makes an anime TV series about technology and what it does to people. Yeah, that's where it's going, so to speak. More Renee. Gunslinger Girl, not for me, but certainly makes a lot of people think. Preteen and tween girls are reconstructed into killing machines, basically. Fractal, talk about Fractal quite a bit, I think. Being a classic sci-fi story. A classic anime sci-fi story. So set in this far future world, big adventure story across this big sci-fi environment. A lot of references to and kind of references to like 90s anime as well, which you don't have to get, like you don't have to understand, but fun when you get them. Den-O Coil. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of the others of these. I mean, Certain Scientific Railgun and Index, that's very much the kind of thing a lot of people, it's either, you either love it or you don't. I enjoyed what I saw, but didn't really dive into. No Yin. If you like weirder anime that still has a big quasi shonen plot, so there's action, there's big stuff going on. It's not just random weirdness, but a very distinctive visual style, and a very different take on a standard save the world plot. And some really gorgeous animation sequences. No Yin is going to be right there, right up your alley. So there we go. There's our surprise. SAO, Basilisk Hamatora. Yeah, that's page 10. Cool. So there's some recommendations. Evolution of format on anime. That is a good idea. Crunchyroll has a sale, you say? See what they say. Biggest Black Friday sale ever, 40% off, up to. Apparel, figurines, home video, games, accessories. I can't tell you about plush and apparel because that's going to be very unique to you. But let's see what they've got. How many got? They got 381 pages. Let's just do a few. Ancient Majesty's Bride, love it. Beautifully animated adaptation of the original manga. I stopped because it is such a good adaptation of the manga, and I'm like, but it is the manga. So I'm probably gonna finish up the manga before watching more of the anime. Garden of Words, oh, $8, sure, go for that. FMA Brotherhood sold out. Never mind. Citrus felt very, I don't know. It felt like it was pandering to me. Maybe that was just the first episode of Blues. Bebop the movie, Knock on Heaven's Door. $20 for the Bebop movie. That's, yeah, I would definitely jump on that if you hadn't seen it. Beautiful animation, fun experience. A Sister's All You Need. I really enjoyed this show. It starts off coming across like this really, really over-the-top incest show, but that is actually the joke, that it's not that. And it's actually a really sweet story about professionals just working in the anime field. Gurren Lagann complete box set with a bunch of stuff. Gurren Lagann definitely a major super robot show in the day, and that has managed to stick around. Land of the Lustrous, oh man. Pre-order. The most amazing CGI animated work I've ever seen in my life. Let's see here. Tanya the Evil. Did not like that one. Hosoda Movie Collection, that's cool. Girl Who Left Her Time, Summer Wars, Boy and the Beast, and Wolf Children. Hosoda's works are just, he is probably the next Miyazaki. He will be seen that way, for better or worse. Spirited Away, I mean, you all know who Miyazaki is. Majesty's Bride. K-On! I loved K-On! I thought it was a really fun school life story, very relaxing. It doesn't try too hard, if that makes sense. Patlabor, nice. Patlabor is definitely one of those shows that will, to me, you either get in the sense that it is a very, in the sense that it is a combination of things that is going to only appeal to a slice of fandom. It's a more realistic setting with giant robots. It's about a police unit. It's kind of that mix of comedy and action and drama. So it doesn't really, it's different. But it was definitely a big thing in the 90s and still a big thing today in a lot of ways. So yeah, Patlabor, if you like mecha and you want something a little more grounded in mecha, try that. Your Name, love that film. Oh, Girls Last Tour. Yeah, Girls Last Tour. The end of the world has never felt so relaxing. It's some really impressive animation work here for a very lightly animated work, in the sense that there's not a lot of action and not a lot of stuff going on, but they really think through what moves and what doesn't and all that kind of stuff. In a very interesting world that they're going through. They seem to be the last people left alive, and just wandering through this world. I rather enjoyed Go Sick. It's basic. Oh, it's sold out, unfortunately. Tween girl Sherlock Holmes, basically. Watch the first episode or two. Again, we all know the Miyazaki stuff. 4 hours left. Grimgar, Fantasy, and Ash. I really enjoyed this because it is more set in it's trapped in a fantasy world thing, but not trapped in an MMO. It's more like you're trapped in this world where people, the goblin you're trying to kill is actually trying to kill you back, and it's hard to defeat. So very much more gritty, kind of a fantasy world concept. It just really worked for me. And interesting visual style, much more soft and light than your general anime series. If you need to fill out your Miyazaki collection, this would be definitely a good time to do so. Princess Tutu, wow. If you're interested in story structure, mythology, Hero with a Thousand Faces, Hero's Journey, all that stuff, Princess Tutu is one of the shows for you. It is all about that. Again, I've seen bits and pieces of like Soul Eater. Soul Eater is a lot of fun, but very much in that shonen way. So it's going to appeal to those folks. And Love Live, we all know what Love Live is. Ranma 1/2, goofy martial arts comedy with a bit of romance thrown in here and there. Not really seriously, but it's really a comedy about romance, if you will. There's Den-O Coil again. Urahara. I saw the first episode of this and really liked it. Weird show. Set in Akihabara with girls who like to make clothes. Oh, Satellite Girl and Milk Cow. I'm going to buy that. South Korean. So I might actually be buying some anime for myself. Do I have The Boy and the Beast, actually? You may be watching me buy some anime. I do not own that. I'm going to own that. Gunbuster the movie. I prefer the original. Although I can see editing that down. Dragon Dentist. I love the original story, so I'll probably add that in. Rest of these that I've seen, not really. Besides the Ghibli stuff, which again we all know. Interviews with Monster Girls, I thoroughly enjoyed. It is a world in which being like a vampire or a succubus, whatever, is just a disability. Right? It is just a thing that you have, and you just have to, drink blood occasionally to be okay. And so it explores this idea of these things as just kind of disabilities. I wonder what a free shipping at $75 or more. Jeez, I'm probably not going to do that. Because the thing is, like, I love Grimgar, but I watched it. I'm not going to re-buy it on Blu-ray. Benoor the Crimson Shell. I'm curious how that turned out, but I don't really want to buy it. I read the manga. Assassination Classroom, Parasite, Witch Hunter Robin. If you have not gotten a chance to watch Witch Hunter Robin, it is a more serious story. It was actually, the staff said they wanted it to feel like an American cop drama. That it should feel like 24 or NYPD Blue or Law and Order. And so it has this very serious tone to it, realistic character designs, 26 episodes. So again, if you like kind of Cowboy Bebop, that kind of feel to it, Witch Hunter Robin's definitely down that road. I will say, and I don't think it's a spoiler to say, that the ending is, it does build to this big ending. There were elements of it that didn't completely satisfy me, where everything up to the ending was like, yes, and then it doesn't fall everything apart. It doesn't fall apart. But it just wasn't as strong of an ending as I was hoping for, so just be aware. Robin's definitely worth picking up. Let's see here. Shirobako, second DVD. Again, I've already seen it. Samurai Champloo, ridiculous, fun, samurai story full of anachronisms. Very high budget animation. Eureka 7, great stuff. Sci-fi action show. Shoji Kawamori doing his thing. Haruhi Suzumiya, a classic, an absolute, actually not even a modern classic anymore. It's 12 years old. Haruhi Suzumiya was the biggest anime of its year, influential, and this hilarious take on anime and moe and the trends of the time, put together in this really remarkable way. What was that? Dice Shogun. That's not hentai? My gosh. Maybe it is. Oh, that's right. I'm not filtering on this one. But I didn't think Crunchyroll shows that stuff. Soul Eater. I think I have Soul Eater somewhere. I just haven't watched it yet. Yeah, first few episodes, but not. Penguin Drum. Anything else here that I feel... Again, I'm really looking for stuff that is hard to find. It's not streaming. Kagami Sakura. Shin Godzilla. I own that. Haven't watched it yet. I liked what I saw of Arya the Scarlet Ammo. Kind of a standard Girls with Guns show, but nicely made. What else we got? Sword of Oratorio box set, Orange, Initial D, Haven't You Heard, Food Wars, Sakura Quest, Flip Flappers, kind of interesting. Other Hookenden, haven't seen any of that, so don't know, but I watched the original Hookenden and adored it. Okay, Kids in the Slope, $42, pretty good. Alright. So Satellite Girl Milk Cow, that is going in the cart. Boy and the Beast, going in the cart. Dragon Dennis, going in the cart. What do I got? I have got $57 worth of stuff. So actually, well, let's see if I checked out. I think I'm already logged in, am I not? Doesn't tell me. Thank you. Cart, login. I wonder if, is it the same account as on... Oh, good. Yeah, there it is. Cart. $7. Check out. They don't know my shipping address. So maybe I'll buy something here. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll buy this stuff. We'll see. I'll have to see how much shipping would be. Do they can... some sites will let you just enter in your zip code so you know. But I don't really want to put all this together just this second. Well, yeah. So there's some Black Friday ideas for you. Definitely give it a try. That's big stuff. The evolution of format on anime is a good topic we're going to do another time. I think that's a big one, which we can focus. Hello, focus. Focus. So we can really dive into that topic some other time. I think I'm going to write that down actually. The evolution of format for anime, VHS, DVD, etc. SD on Blu-ray when it makes sense. Hello, Suzume. I'm probably finishing things up, but just seeing who wants to. If there's anything else anyone wants to talk about, or anyone has any other topics they want to dive into here real quick. I'll be happy to do that. Otherwise, I will go back to the new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is fabulous. I've been watching Mystery Science for years and years and years. And last season, the host segments, the stuff between the movies, was hit or miss. Definitely a lot of misses for a lot of people. I liked the host segments in general, but they just often didn't really come together the way a lot of the others did. But the host segments have really improved in this season. Iron Fortress. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Looks very shonen-y. One sec. Yeah, it's not streamed. Well, let's see. Because that Moe. Carbonari. Nope, not streaming anywhere. Well, then. So, why should I watch Iron Fortress? What's amazing about it? I hate these, sell me on this show. Like, I don't mean that, but give me some words here as to what should what would impress me about this show. Just double check some stuff. Yeah. Well, I don't like either of those things. Jay. Steampunk style artwork. That's okay. That has me intrigued. I'm nothing against zombies or Attack on Titan, but neither of those particularly excite me. I will do a little more digging into that. See if I can get some screenshots. Not a lot of screenshots. Let's see if we can get. No, folks don't seem to like doing screenshots of this show. Interesting. Well, telling me its genre probably is not going to really blow me away. Whether it has romance or drama or whatever, doesn't really shock me. I do like what I'm seeing here in terms of visual style. Interesting art style. Bit of a throwback. Seems a little 80s-ish, actually. Huh. In some of the character design stuff. All right, I'll look at it a little bit. Might give it a try. All right, thank you all so much, in general and specifically, for being here with me. Thank you for supporting anime. Thank you for putting your money where your mouth is, and putting your money where your eyes are, I suppose, and helping anime fandom, helping the anime industry, and keeping things going. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for talking. It's always fun having these conversations with y'all because you bring up interesting stuff, which is what we're all here for. So thank you all very much. You have a great week. We'll be back on Friday with more stuff. We'll be doing an anime club tomorrow with, I forget, let me just pull up, I can pull up here real quick, the schedule. Oops, I need the schedule over here. Tomorrow is at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tamayori Hitatose. Tamayura Hitatose. Apparently a fun slice of life kind of a show. So, all right. Thank you all very much. Have a great week. See you. Take care. Bye.